Welcome back to ALW Collectibles. Today we're jumping back into the world of Transformers Beast Wars, this time with Deluxe Class. 1996 release, Tigatron. This of course being the original Tigatron toy. And overall, I gotta say, it looks really cool. He is just a recolor of the first Cheetor. Of course, Tigatron was released in the third wave. Cheetor released in the first wave of Deluxe Class toys for Beast Wars. And Tigatron is just a straight up recolor. Except mine is not. I wasn't happy with the toys the way they looked compared to the show, so I did a lot of modifications and kit bashing to them. He still transforms like the original toy, but he can be modified to look like the show. And I'll show you that modification when we take a look at transformation. And it looks really cool. He is a cream color, Snow Tiger. And Hasbro went with the cream color. Takara, when they released him in his toy line in 97, released him in the all white. And this isn't brand new. It only got the tape popped on it. He's never been opened. Beast Wars. You can see he was from Hasbro. I bought him directly from Hasbro when they had it on the shop. And I've had him in the box all these years. Never opened. Just the tape popped on the corner. And later, releases of this US Tigatron came in the white color, along with the 2021 Walmart reissue came in the white color as well. So, there's a little background on his molding for you. And what you see with this is what you pretty much get. He was released in both a smooth blister and a rock blister package, depending on what release you got. And he, of course, came with his bio card, which also showed his secret weapons. But the funny thing is, he has the original weapon design on the bio card. That is not how the gun actually looks. And we'll take a look at that. So quick little bio for this. And I do have the official bio that I cobbled together from 3 sources, which is identical. But this is the one released with the toy that did not go with the show. So, Tigatron, Maximal, Function, Reconnaissance, appointed by Optimus Primal for Northern Polar Sector Reconnaissance. Roams the frozen tundra in animal form, but quickly converts to robot mode for battle, removing his titanium tail and converting it into a powerful quasar cannon to vaporize Predacons. Powerful and considered fearless, Tigatron is also equipped with a toxic fluid blaster that stops enemies cold, rendering their bodies useless. Secret weapon locations. Tail becomes cannon. Stomach becomes squirter. He has a strength of 8, an intelligence of 3, a speed of 8, an endurance of 7, a rank of 4, courage of 10, firepower of 7, and a skill of 6. And if you watch the show, you know those are not accurate. Because he is highly intelligent, and this basically puts him on the level of a nail. In this photo, it's really cool because it actually shows him with the mutant head. And I did the mutant Tigatron already for the Golden Disc series. And the photo here shows his mutant head. But in the toy line and in the cartoon, it shows him with the robot face. So, rather interesting. I'll leave that up there so you can read it for yourself a couple more seconds or just pause it. Sorry about the reflection. I actually tape covered all these to protect them so they would not get damaged. Having said that, this is the original Tigatron. Cream with the mint green colors. He's got the green eyes. And I always loved the way this one looked with the mint green. Even the white has the mint green on it. He is textured. The entire body is textured. The feet are textured. You can see the silver on the back of the legs here. Turn them upside down. See the mint green. This black here and on the toes, I added all of that. And on the toes back here, I put all that black on there. So that is all me. So in robot mode, that's the only modification I made to him. except this little notch on this leg, which will be more understanding in just a minute. So let's take a look at his accessories. First, let's look at his toxic fluid blaster, which is the water gun, which actually is his belly. You can see the peg right here. This just unclips. And I did have this painted at one time for abdomen colors, of course, and I did add white to the edges. The green was already there. You can see it was used a few times, and over the years it just flaked off. But yeah, I put white all around just to highlight it. And you'd stick the end in the water and just squeeze the bellow and fill it and then squirt to release. His second weapon, of course, is the Quasar Cannon tail. And with Cheetor and Tigatron, they showed in commercials, you gotta unpop it from his butt, that this barrel flipped forward and he'd hold it by the back of the tail. The actual finished mold is the tail flips back to release, to show the cannon, like so. There's the peg to hold it. There's the peg to stick it in his butt and hold it in place. And you can see I painted this white, and the mint green was actually me as well. So I had to look at that. I actually took a long time to match the colors best as I could. So that is the Quasar Cannon. And the transformation for him was really simple, but before we get into that, here's the other bio we have for him. Tigatron, a damaged stasis pod, crashes to Earth, causing Tigatron, aka Unit 2, to emerge far more Tiger than Maximal, a loner who is more connected to Earth than any other Beast Warrior from the Beast Wars series. Highly intelligent and has served several roles within the Maximals. He has grave concerns about how the war is affecting Earth and what is going to happen to the planet. So you can see the contrast of the show versus the toy. Having said that, let's transform him. And his transformation was really easy. First thing we're going to do is flip down the leg. Using this tab here, we're going to flip out his toes. Okay, well. Well. I guess sitting on a shelf for so long, that has actually gotten pretty tight. So we're going to get my little cheat tool out and flip his toe out. You're supposed to be able to use that peg right there to flip it out. And mine is just so tight still. Wow. So those are his legs. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to turn him, his whole body. We're going to turn it from the thigh rotation around. One more time. So he looks like this now. You'll notice the stand up divot right here. Now, for the normal transformation, all you're going to do is take this and flip them back. Like so. I'm going to pop these loose. And I'm going to bring them out. That's always a part I hated doing with this figure roll. Another thing you can do here is bring this down. And bring this out. Bring these all the way around. Rotate his bicep so his hand's out. Rotate his bicep so his hand's out. Bring this forward. Turn it. And you fold it in on itself like so. And that is how they looked in robot mode. That is Tigatron in his robot mode with his robot face. And you can already see some of my modifications on it. Quick paint job. I redesigned the horns on the head. Painter on the biceps. In here, this is all me. and then I sanded down behind the points on his head so you didn't see the animal's teeth, but if you do this, you can still see the animal's head. So I just took the horns out behind it, that's all. But there's the mutant head. So he still does the mutant head. So he looks really cool. Articulation with this one. Head will turn. Will go side to side so he can do a full exorcist. Shoulder will go all the way around. Bicep, if it'll stop. Bicep. Elbow. And to do the waist, you just lift this plate up and his waist will turn all the way around. Uh-oh. It's getting caught. Given his age, I want to be very careful with it. Front is not that good because of the way it's designed. Arms in the way. Because of that. Back, really good. He will do the full splits. Thigh and knee, and the toe will go in and out. So really cool, really nice. I'll show you what it looks like armored up. You can stick these in his hands. And that's normally how he looks. But again, mine was modified. And it wasn't that hard to modify him, to be honest. Because I explained the modifications. You got the red eyes. You know, I painted this all white so it wasn't cream. I just wanted to look a little bit more like the show before I got this guy in the backdrop. And what I did back here was my biggest change. If you take him apart and you unscrew the legs, you can actually take these off. And you'll notice I cut grooves into the mold here. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. And I took the peg. You'll see the sides. There's no peg here, and there's a longer peg there. What I did is I set it up so that will clip in, just like that. I did the same for this, but I cut a notch so it'll fit right over the other one. Like so. So he looked more like the cartoon with his legs crossed behind him. This is actually how I have him on display on the Beast Wars shelf. That's why I specified he is modified. So you can transform him normally, and just there's a quick modification if anybody wants to do it. Or maybe you have a better way of doing it. Who knows? I've seen several people do it different ways. That's just how I did it. And of course, I painted the inside of the legs just so it wasn't cream, so it matched the head. And the white I put in the chest. But overall, still maintains the same look. I think it looks really cool. And let me know in the comments if you've done any modifications on any Beast Wars. I did Tigatron. I did Cheetor. I did Waspinator. I did a couple other ones that came out really good. Didn't touch Optimus or Megatron, though. Didn't have the courage to mess with those. But overall, I really like this figure. I think Tigatron is a very interesting character. Awesome reflection. He was a new concept. Really nice. And I just realized my camera, the way it's sitting, you can't really see much of him. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So this has been ALW Collectibles. If you like what you see, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you wish. Comments are always welcome. I want to say thank you to all the channel members and subscribers. I appreciate it. A lot more videos headed your way. More Last of Us, Transformers. Got some Fallout coming. Yeah, a lot going on. You all have a good day. I'll catch you in the next video. I have to get ready for it. Tigatron's going to go protect the planet and keep the Maximals and Predacons in line. Have a good day.